Hello, thank you for tuning in to Yo Way Yoga. My name is Stephanie, and I am going to be posting videos on Wednesday called the Word of Wisdom Wednesday. I came up with this because I am a new beginning child of God, and I just thought like in the middle of the week is when I start having difficulty continuing on walking. So I just thought like I know there's other Christians that like me that are struggling, so why not start posting Word of Wisdom Wednesdays in the middle of the week? So this week we're going to be talking about how to avoid temptations, and I'm actually going to be going over it in within a 3-week time span. So the first part is going to be careful of your surrounding. Part 2 is going to be active in your walk. And part 3 is temptations will not overcome you, but you will overcome temptation. So we're going to get this started. I would love if you will have a physical Bible during this Word of Wisdom lesson. If you don't have a physical Bible, that's okay. You can use your app. You can use your phone. But take a moment to pause this video to get your Bibles out, because you're going to have a lesson and we're going to study it at the same time. So go ahead and pause this video. So we're going to begin to say, what is temptation? Let's dive in deep here. So temptation is the desire to do something wrong. So let me give you an example. So when I was in college, I would have a final exam that would be on Monday, and on Friday night, my girlfriend would be like, hey girl, you want to go out? We're going to go to this party. We're going to have fun. We're going to have drinks. And of course, this just sounds also amazing. So I am out. I don't even think twice about, hey, Stephanie, you have a final exam that will get you closer to your degree. You know, them temptations. You want to do something wrong. You probably don't know it's wrong at the time. But then when Monday come along and I don't know my notes, I'm like, ugh, probably shouldn't have went out. But so that's just one example, but temptations can come in many different ways. So we're going to open the book to Galatians chapter 5, verse 19 through 21, and this is the Amplified version, the one I will be reading. So Galatians chapter 5, verse 19 says, now the practice of the sinful nature that are clearly evident, they are sexual immorality, impurity, sensuality, total irresponsibility, lack of self-control, idolatry, sorcery, hostility, strife, anger of disagreement, jealousy, fits of anger, disputes, decisions, disagreement that can lead to violent factions, envy, drunkenness, riotous behavior, and other things like these. Oh my gosh, temptations come in different forms. How can you even avoid temptations? Well, part 1 today is saying, be careful of your surroundings. So God's people, the tribe of Judah, struggled as well, you guys. They had struggled with temptations themselves. They were provoked by a king called King Manasseh. So we're going to go over to chapter 2, or 2 King chapter 21, verse 9. And it says, give me a second to get there. It says in 2 King chapter 21, verse 9, but they did not listen, and Manasseh seduced them to do more evil than the nation in whom the Lord destroyed before the sons descended of Israel. So the tribe of Judah, the people of God, did more evil than any nation. Why? Because of Manasseh. So we have to be careful of Manasseh. I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but that's how I'm saying it. So Manasseh comes in many different forms. They might be your mentor, someone you look up to. They could be your friends. They can be your teacher. Manasseh was this king that was over the tribe of Judah, right? And he started being king at 12 years old. Giving you background information. We're going to go to 2 King chapter 21, 2 through 7. You guys got to stay with me here. I know it's going to be a lot of reading, but I want to see if you can hear all these temptations that Manasseh did. So verse 2 says, he did great evil in the sight of the Lord, in accordance with repulsive acts of pagan nation, whom the Lord dispossessed before the sons descendant of Israel. For he rebuilt the high place for the worship of pagan gods, which the father Hezekiah had destroyed. And he set up altars in Baal and made an image of Asherah, just as Ahab king of Israel had done, and he worshipped all the starry host of the heavens and served them. Verse 4, and he built pagan altars in the house temple of the Lord, of which the Lord has said, in Jerusalem I will put my name present. Verse 5, and he built altars for all the host of heaven in the 2 courtyards of the house of the Lord. Verse 6, he made his son pass through fire and burned him. He practiced witchcrafts and divination and dealt with mediums and soothsaying. He did great evil in the sight of the Lord, provoking him to anger. So he was provoking the Lord like, hey God, I'm doing this. And he made a carved image of the goddess Asherah and set it up in the house temple. So as you were reading through that with me, you start to see like, okay, he's doing sorcery, he's doing strife, faction, lack of self-control Manasseh was going through. We might have that as friends. You could probably think of some that are kind of like Manasseh. Don't say it out loud, just keep it in your head and pray for them. So they can lead you to do more harm than good. They can lead you to have a distance with your walk with God. You might feel during your time of loneliness when you're in your bedroom that, man, I'm alone and I need to find something to do. Let me contact my home person, Manasseh, and see if they could have fun and see what we can do. You need to figure out who is that Manasseh in your life. And that Manasseh in your life, you need to either keep your distance or keep praying for them, but also keep your distance as well, just so you can get out of them temptations. So you're probably going to ask me, so, okay, Steph, you're telling me about Manasseh, you're telling me about temptation. Now, how would you know that the people you're surrounding yourself with are good? I got some verses for you. In Acts chapter 2, 43 through 47. Let's go into that together. Some may take a minute. Stay with me here. Oop. Came out of my page here, but that's okay. It's gonna just take a moment. I'm gonna find it, y'all. There we go. Acts chapter 2. Verse 43. Here we go. So Acts chapter 2, verse 43. Thank you for being patient. It says, a sense of awe was felt by everyone, and many wonders and signs attesting miracles were taking place through the apostle. Verse 44. And all those who had believed in Jesus as Savior were together, and all things in common, considering their possession to belong to the group as a whole. We're going to jump down to 46. Days after day, they met in the temple area, continuing with one mind and breaking bread in various private homes. They were eating their meals together with joy and generous hearts, praising God continually and having favor with all people. And the Lord kept adding to their numbers daily those who were being saved. So when you meet good people, you'll genuinely feel joy and happiness. You'll genuinely be able to open up your heart. So back then when I needed that quick fix on the weekend, I didn't feel that all the time. When I go to class, I didn't think like, oh, I'm still feeling good from the party I went to. Most of the time, you just felt a hangover and you felt like crap, right? But every party was the lack of self-love. So that community you build with God, they will actually help you see your purpose as well. So you are able to see the signs and the miracles that God is going to be working within you. And on top of it, this is something that I absolutely love that I wrote in my notes. You don't have to act a certain way when you're around a child of God, right? I used to think before, when I really tried my hardest to walk with God, I was putting on this image of, this is who I am, I'm perfect, this is what I can do to your church. No. You need to come as who you are so God can work within you and change you. And you'll be able to do more than what you did before when you had this mask on of acting like someone. So another thing, the people of your community, of the church community, will love you for who you are. And if you find a church that maybe they're not accepting you as you are, that's okay to go to a different church. You don't have to stay within the same church as your family is staying within. You find a church that is fitting for you, and you build your life with that community that you're surrounding yourself with. And pray together. Pray. Actually pray. Don't bow your eyes, close your eyes, and then you're peeping like, okay, is this prayer over yet? No, you need to dive in deep and pray with your community. So that way you're able to love and build this relationship with God and letting him talk through you and work through you. And you are also able to reach out to others just like you. It is so hard to find, in my opinion, I felt that it was hard to find someone like me. And that's why I'm getting online on YouTube, because there might be someone like me that's just kind of a little lost, but need a little bit more motivation and reality of what it is to walk with God. And it's not easy, you guys, but it's worth it. Ooh, I don't know where that came from. So surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care for you and genuinely love you and want you to be better is important. And they want you to be better, not only in your personal life, but they want you to have a great relationship with God. So you have to remember, temptation is always going to be around you, no matter who you are. As a Christian, temptations are still there. They don't disappear when you become this born again Christian. If you get baptized, temptations are going to be there, and that's okay. You need that support group. You need that support group around you that will be able to pray with you on those late nights where you just don't like being alone. You need someone that will guide you in a different directions and even spit out verses to you to remind you that, oh, right, this is why I'm in this journey with God. This is why I'm living the way I live. And God will bless you in so many ways for trying, you guys. To you, it may not seem like you're trying as much, but God will bless you and will show you that you are still doing a great job, my child, and I love you. So that is my lesson for today. Part 2 is going to be next Wednesday, and it's going to be active in your walk, which I cannot wait to discuss with you guys. Thank you once again for watching my Word of Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you guys are able to learn something. Please drop a comment on even something that you just heard while I was teaching. Drop a comment, and if you want to give me more lessons, you can drop a comment on that too. You know what? We're all in this together. We all need to realize that we need to come as ourselves and build one another. We shouldn't be breaking each other down on who's good and who's the best child of God and who's not. No. I am here to leave this as an open floor for you to be comfortable and to walk with God. But once again, thank you so much. See you next week.